There we go. Okay, today we're looking at the homework. This is question 1. It says use the RDW strategy. That just means read, draw, and write an answer statement. So the first thing we're going to do is read it. A baker buys a 5-pound bag of sugar. She uses 1 2/3 pound to make some muffins and 2 3/4 pound to make a cake. How much sugar does she have left? So I first of all see that there's no conversion because they're all in pounds. And then they want me to draw a picture. So I'm going to think about this. There's a 5-pound bag of sugar. So I know that that is essentially all the sugar that she has. And I know that she used 1 2/3 pound to make muffins. And she used 2 3/4 pound to make a cake. And I want to know how much she has left. So I know that the amount of sugar that she used to make muffins, to make a cake, and the amount that's left over has to equal up to the amount that she bought, which was the 5-pound bag. So the first thing I want to do is add these two things together to figure out how much she's used so far. So I have 1 2/3 plus 2 3/4. I can probably add my whole numbers first and then combine my fractions afterwards. So 1 plus 2 is 3. These two are different units, so I have to convert them to something with a equivalent or with a common denominator. I can use 12. So now I have 8/12 plus 9/12 is going to give me 17/12. I can't leave it like that because this is an improper fraction. So I have to go ahead and divide that out. 12 will go into 17 one time, and then I have 5 left over, so I have 1 5/12. So when I add that to my 3, so plus 1 5/12, I end up with, this section here is 4 5/12 of a pound. Plus something, I don't know how much I have left over, has got to equal 5 pounds. So I can see I'm almost there already. I have the 5 pounds, and I want to take away how far I am so far. So I have 5 minus 4 5/12. I can't subtract the fraction from nothing. So I want to split this 5. I'm going to split it into 4 and 1. So now I can subtract my whole numbers. 4 minus 4 is 0. Here I have to turn this 1 into a fraction with a denominator of 12. So 12/12 is equal to 1 whole. So 12 minus 5 is going to give me 7/12. So that's my answer. That's what I have left over. So now I need to write a answer statement. I also want to check to make sure that's not divisible by either 2 or by 3. Because it's not divisible by 2 or 3, I'm going to leave it as is because it's in lowest terms. So how much sugar does she have left? She has 7/12. I need to know what the label is. It's pounds. 7/12 of a pound sugar left. And again, if I have a lot of work here and my answer statement is getting lost, I need to put a box around that to make sure that it stands out. We'll look at number 3. Number 2 you can try on your own. A construction company builds a new rail line from town A to town B. They complete 1 1/4 miles in their first week of work and 1 2/3 miles in the second week. If they still have 25 3/4 left to build, what is the distance from town A to town B? Okay, so I know that I want to end up with, I know I have miles and miles, so I don't have a conversion there. And I know this is how much they have left to build. So I know that they already, I don't know how, it says what is the distance from town A to town B. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. I know that they still have that amount to build, and I know that they've completed 1 1/4 in their first week and 1 2/3 in their second week. And I know they still have 25 3/4 left to build. So if I want to know how far, I'm going to add all that up together. Because I have a 25 here, that's going to be really large to split into an improper fraction. So I want to make sure I use the strategy where I split the number rather than trying to convert, because otherwise I'm going to end up with something really large and difficult to work with. So I have 1 2/3 plus 1 1/4 plus 25 3/4. So if I go through and add all of my whole numbers, I get 27, and then I just have my fractions left to add. I need common denominators, which is going to be a 12. So now I have 8 plus 3, which is 12, plus 9. Oh, I'm sorry, 8 plus 3, which is 11, plus 9 is going to give me 20. So I have 20 twelfths. That's an improper fraction. So I need to figure out what my mixed number is going to be. 12 will go into 20 once. If I subtract it, I have 8 left over. So I have 8 twelfths. So I'm going to add that into my 27. So I have 27 plus 1 and 8 twelfths. That'll give me 28 and 8 twelfths. Now, if I'm careful, I'm looking at 8 twelfths and seeing that both of them are divisible by 2. So I want to think of the biggest number that they're both divisible by. I know that they're both divisible by 4. So that's going to reduce that to 28, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. 12 divided by 4 is 6. Oh, I'm sorry, 3. So I have 28 2/3, and again I'm talking about miles. So now I need to write an answer statement. The distance from town A to town B is 28 2/3 miles. And I can put a box around that. If you need scrap paper and you want to attach that to your homework, that would be fine.